I don't know why today they started so much earlier than other days. But they did, so we missed a bunch of the bronze medals, the semis. Depending on how things go, maybe we'll go back and watch them later. Got a little bit of time for me to set things up. Getting a nice fresh set of tip tape. Wait for the Japanese woman to come out. I guess it's not Romania, Japan. Despite that being what was listed, it is Italy, which is just insane. Ion Arrigo, of course, famously, astoundingly, mind-bogglingly meddling in saber and foil over the course of her storied career. Italy versus Japan. Azuma Sarah as the reserve is also insane. Not sure what's going on there. I wonder if they have like hairstylists for the refs, because they all have really good hair. I think this is a bronze medal match. I'm genuinely still not sure. See if I can. No, that doesn't do it at all. Okay. And it froze. Lovely. Good times. Okay, this is the bronze medal match. The US beat Japan in the semis and France beat Italy in the semis. Apparently a great comeback by Lee Kiefer. It was gunning to sweep. Yeah. 31-26 going into the 8th leg. Lee Kiefer 10-5 over Kikuchi Kamaki to give Lauren Scruggs the tie, and then Scruggs closed it out 9-5 over Ueno Uka. Alright, let's get started. In and out, a very active feat from Favoretto. Bouncing in and out. Yuka is slowed things down quite a bit. In and out, but changing distance with her tip. where she's moving her tip in and out to vary the threat. Breaking distance for Fadero, expecting a point in line. It's really the only reason to give up that much space. When I'm not really willing to push yet. Closing in 4 from Bueno, lands off target. Counterattack from Favoretto, lands on target. Of course, that doesn't matter. Just putting a blade in Favoretto's face, trying to slow her down, make her think about it. Favoretto needs to keep beating it to get it back out of the way and ensure right of way for another tempo. As Bueno pushes, finds a blade there and goes. Ooh, a miss from Buenos. Favoretto. Both go kind of same time-ish. I wonder what the ref would call that. It looks about as simultaneous as it gets. And Bueno just can't get her tip on, which is unfortunate. Once again, we have Bueno forward, Favoretto backwards. Once again, Bueno just whiffs. Favoretto gets a second. Once again, Bueno pushing Favoretto back into point in line. Full lunge this time from Bueno. Does not land, but does manage to steal enough distance. Favoretto, it's a quick counter, and another one there. Good work by her to play defense on the back line. She's got 1 foot off already. Couldn't recognize when it was not ready to go backwards. I know, just giving up a lot of distance and a lot of right of way really easily. I think she's a little bit gun shy about pinning Favoretto on the back line. There's a very epic bout already where neither side wants to attack at all. If we ever get non-combativity in a foil bout, this will be it. Already halfway there. Not only is neither side willing to push, neither side is almost willing to have right of way. Which is not something you see very often in foil. Now we get Favoretto starting to push a little bit. And then immediately gives it up. Ooh. You can kind of see why there. She missed the original one, the initial action. But does manage to get her point on target for the remise. And now she's got on a 4-0 run against Bueno. Still would like to know why Sarah Azuma is the reserve and not fencing. As far as I know, she's their best fencer. But maybe my knowledge is out of date. Azuma Sarah is 25 and 19th in the world. So check a look at the Japanese rankings. Oil, women. Oh, she is the 4th on the team. That's crazy. I guess mostly I'm surprised that Sumire is over her because I don't think I've heard of her before. But congrats to her. Having the entire team in the top 11 is an astounding accomplishment. Cristino versus Tsuji, who we were just talking about. Cristino, the same sort of slow build-up from the Italians, and much more active fencing from Tsuji. The way she's in and out with her hand kind of reminds me of Kiefer. Target, nothing done. Oh, excellent long attack from Tsuji. In little kind of a tiny, tiny disengage. Oh, not even, just go straight over the top. Smooth and fast, and just catches Christina off guard. Ah, Tsuji trapped by the wire. It can happen if you go back too fast. It's just a spring on a reel. Twist it, and a good counter attack there from Tsuji, catching Christina once again off guard, bringing it back within one. Christina not really committed to the action and whiffs off to the side. This is more foil than I've watched in a hot minute, and I'm consistently surprised by how much they're just missing. Off target from Tsuji. Tsuji in again and again and again, and Christina cannot get a light on. There, she's somehow landed flat. Maybe the blade's not working. Let's see if they give them credit first. They gave her credit for it, so I guess the blade was working. But if you're not trusting your blade, then you're thinking about the blade and not the fencing. So it's always good to switch. Because of course you have like 4 or 5 blades at a tournament, right? You need at least 2, and if one breaks, then you're screwed. Another really good attack from Tsuji. Just completely overwhelming Christina right now. Sushi's just higher tempo and not willing to settle, and Christina just doesn't seem quite ready for that tempo level. And we get a tip tape check. Sushi bouncing Christina on a slow advance, stopping regularly. And really just a lot of opportunities there for Sushi to go in and attack. I want to see Christina speed it up and go long a lot more. I want to, if she's going to be this slow and steady with it, she needs to be really strongly committed on the final action. Kind of like that. Although that was more of just fixing the point control than anything. She's lost, 4 to that. And she's only gotten it once, which is not a great ratio. Same thing again. Sushi trying this long counter attack. Christina getting an off target late, still unable to get her point on. This time Sushi does not wait for Christina to start building. Attacks in straight. Good variation. She disengages around into 4. Really good touch. Whatever happens here, a really good bout by Tsuji. But even more coming in. Same thing again. This time she's blocking high and coming into almost a 7. But either way, Christina is still unable to get past this counterattack. She's got to start pushing harder. And then also commit longer. Like she's slow on the on the lunge. She's slow build and then precise attack to avoid overcommitting, but she's getting hit anyway on the counterattack. So she needs to. She's not losing by committing more. She's already losing by the attack. Good finish there. A little bit poor timing by Tsuji. We go to the end of the period. A 7-3 leg by Tsuji, which is phenomenal. Now we have Kikuchi, who I believe is the #1 seeded Japanese fencer. I knew Japanese foil was good. I didn't know Japanese foil was this good. Kikuchi is the second-rated Japanese fencer, 10th in the world. But she's left-handed, as is Ariana Arago. Getting off target there from Arago. If you can find any of the older Arago Saber videos, you should definitely go watch them. That's hilarious. Because Arago is fencing Saber. As you get a pair of posts from Arago just off target. Kikuchi kind of got stuck in her lunge there, which is surprising. You get much more active pushing from Arago. Another kind of a half-hearted counterattack from Kikuchi, and an easy finish from Arago. Tsuji was doing the same kind of counterattacks, but from much farther away and much more committed. And that made Casino land short. And here Arago is just finishing. And also Arago much faster on the advance, giving Kikuchi less time to set up. And therefore making her finish a lot easier. First Italian really willing to push. Hey, Battle Napoleon. Congrats, you have shown up on time, and therefore I will not make you do push-ups. But if the event says to do push-ups, you should. This whole leg so far has been Kikuchi's side of the piece, which is off target and maybe a card. Did some chest pumps. I don't know what a chest pump is. Attack off target from Arago. Decided to do more workouts instead and keep the Shima on to watch. Well, good for you. Kikuchi kind of just letting her blade get tangled up in Arago's. As Arago covers her entire arm with her weapon arm, her entire side with the weapon arm. What are we giving that? Attack off target? And Kikuchi, I kind of thought Kikuchi took the blade there. Yeah, that really looked like Kikuchi taking the blade. Call it a parry, I guess, because Arago had right of way. Yeah, change. Better post. What is a beat and what is a parry? And foil is a bench pump with 2 dumbbells. So the dumbbell press. Okay. Whatever you call it. The name's not important. Parry or post off target for Arago. Kikuchi again getting caught up. Kind of not quite at the right distance there. Easy finish from Arago, definitely one of the top women of all time. Did you shower and then go work out more? Is that what's happening here? Or just you're working out instead of showering? I think that's attack, parry. No. Oh, okay. I thought Kikuchi had 2 actions there. Ergo just keep applying the pressure, finishes kind of at the same tempo, and then immediately takes it over again. I definitely actually think that was Ergo's remise. Yeah, ref gives it to her. You're working out instead of showering. Okay. Kikuchi first off the line, lands, parry, or lunges, parry, or post him Ergo, and once again, Kikuchi's stuck in the lunge. By stuck in the lunge, I mean she lunges and then she stays in the lunge instead of recovering or continuing forward. And it's when she's stuck in the lunge like that that Ergo hits her. Is Ergo just completely overwhelming her now? Attack of target from Ergo. I guess she started a little bit earlier. It kind of looked like Kikuchi's to me. Attack of target. Kikuchi really trapped now and has not really shown any ability to push Ergo forward as she kind of just steals distance between the lines. And immediately gives it up again. Ergo just continuously attacking. I think Ergo crossed that time, so the ref is going to say nothing done. There we go. That's finally Kikuchi's. Alright, finally stood up to the bullying. Ergo attacked and then kept going forward, and against the first attack, Kikuchi went backwards. And up to now, Ergo has gone forward, and then Kikuchi's just given up. And this time, Kikuchi went into her own attack. And so that's a remise from Ergo. That is, I think ref gives it to Ergo, and Ergo's going to straighten her blade. Kikuchi's searching as she steps in instead of just going straight. Immediately giving a bread away again to Ergo, but a better counterattack there from Kikuchi because she went in and then went right back out again as opposed to waiting there for Ergo. And missed the counterattack, but probably wouldn't have been hers anyway. And there it is. An 8-3 run in the other direction for Ariana Ergo. Which is really well done against the world number 10 and not at all surprising. Someone of that level. But fixable stuff, I think, for Kikuchi. She's going to have a chat with her coach and probably do better in the next leg. Sushi back on and Favoretto. You can see how big these legs get sometimes, and we spoke about what Lee Kiefer did in the 8th against the Japanese. So it's definitely not a big lead. Though Sushi's so defensive, I'm not sure it will actually make much of a difference. I guess 1 or 2 is fine. But Favoretto just not willing to push. Tsuji not willing to push even less. So we slowly edge towards Tsuji's end of the piece. But Favoretto is just now crossing the midline, and we're at 37 on the non-combativity timer. So playing a defensive game in foil is hard, and I don't really understand why people do it, except that attacking is also really hard. But it seems like you give up so much not even trying to push. And here we see Sushi starting to push a little bit more, which is what she needs, especially down 5. I guess by push I mean she's staying in place when Favoretto pushes, which is more aggressive than she was before. Kind of a semi-half point in line there, just making Favoretto think a little bit. Favoretto very willing to just wait, and I do think nobody was attacking. They were just kind of going back and forth, and I don't know who he's going to give it to. This is not a situation you see a lot in foil, and certainly never in saber, where neither fencer is trying to attack. Gives it to Favoretto, that's fine. It's kind of what I thought it was going to be. Waiting, 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 waiting. I don't know what we're waiting for. Okay, here we go. Roberto fast offline immediately gives it up. Sushi not willing to push at all. I just all that free space for her to take, and then she attacks into it as opposed to pushing. But better than not, I guess. Favoretto starting to push high tempo herself. Pure foot pressure, keeping her tip out of the way. No fancy blade work. Gives it right up, waiting for Sushi to come in. Sushi gives it right back just a little, not even halfway. But very high tempo from Sushi, looking for a counterattack opportunity. But Favoretto manages to confuse the distance on her, and so Sushi is consistently falling short. As Favoretto, goes right back into applying pressure. And lands it. Good long attack from Favoretto combined with some really strong defensive work. They're both very cautious of the possibility of deep counterattacks. But you can just finish into a deep counterattack. Especially from range. Like if Sushi goes forward here and Favoretto counterattacks, Sushi should be able to get her blade on. And or that where Favoretto can just get out of the way in time. First time Favoretto does not build, and if that's what Sushi is relying on to get her touches, she's going to be in a lot of trouble because it's the first time this entire bout that it's happened. We only have 30 seconds left. I do like seeing Sushi attack more, counterattack more, strong attack more. Good there to avoid Favoretto's blade. I think she took 4 on the way in to block it out. And end of the 4th. Favoretto back with a 6-touch lead. 1 more than she started with, which is good for her. Elitsa Volpi. I think how people have been pronouncing it. I hate saying this, but that's very classical infighting from Ueno, where she immediately blocks out in 4 and tries to hit from that position where Volpe is more flexible with the blade going over the top. But it works out for her. That's definitely Ueno's touch. Parry post. Attack no, parry post no. Long attack from Volpe, off target. Once again, Wino more aggressive than Suji is. I'm beginning to sense everybody is. Ooh, really good finish there. That's surprisingly tricky blade work to come in from 4 all the way around back into a normal attack as you disengage underneath the highline parry. Two really, really good touches from Bueno to start closing the gap. To point in line, Volpe respecting it. A little bit more pushing from Bueno and less likely to give it up. Wow, that was phenomenal. Overcommitted from Volpe. Bueno skitters out of the way right here, searching, sees where Volpe is going to attack, ducks under it and closes the distance, and then still manages to get her tip on target. Phenomenally good touch. Ooh, that's tricky. Attack ready for Bueno, but she definitely stopped there, just not quite enough. Stop, and then go. And I guess Volpe didn't take over in time. Bueno back within 1 for the team. Solid work here. Attack off target, or parry or post off target. Reset to neutral-ish. See what happens. Hair fix, shoe fix, sock fix. I had a ref threaten to duct tape my socks up once because they kept falling down. Long attack from Bueno doesn't go do anything, but does push Volpe back. Now we've got back into point in line, and Volpe slow push, very close with it. She's scared of a long, fast attack now because Bueno's been able to dodge them. Now let's see Bueno build and finish. Fast. Volpe not expecting that acceleration there. And that same 4 finish. I don't even want to call it a 4, but having your hand in 4 and then finishing from Bueno, just to create space for her hand. Scary action there from Bueno in terms of covering target. Very easy to get carded for that. Beautiful lunges, absolutely. I would have given that to Bueno, but I guess she's willing to admit it. Missed the first. I think that must have been parry or post. There's no remise or revs. As Bueno ducks down really deep. Is he going to give that one to Bueno? No. Okay, so that's again attack parry. First lunges, no. In that same 4 position, won't be less committed now. And so this Bueno's holding her hand in 4 to create space for her to hit. But Volpe is now opening up the distance, meaning that Bueno doesn't need to be creating that space. And on the contrary, she's falling short. I think that was Bueno's also. But we'll see. Yeah, attack arrives touch, yeah. That makes more sense. Great work here from Bueno. Attack parry repulse, and Volpe doesn't even get her tip on target at all. Really good adjustments on both sides. Past a border lunge from Bueno. Volpe flinches, but only a little bit. And now builds it up herself. Searching for the blade. Tactical point in line. Volpe slow, fast, slow. Attack off target. I think she hit the wrist. Which is a great touch if you're an epéist. Attack parry, post, off parry, post, counter parry, off target. Ueno on the leg. Again, a great touch if you're an epéist. Volpe building forward, off target. Better there though. You can see the way Ueno was jumping backwards and holding herself, that she wasn't expecting that one. So good timing from Volpe, just didn't quite manage to finish. But if she can find that same setup, ooh, that's a lot of it's a lot of sawing and sliding. So I guess attack final action is Volpe's off target. We have a yellow for Ueno, which I guess is for covering. Alice Litza finishing strong there. Parry holding it. There's that four from Ueno, but Volpe holding it through the. I'm not sure what you're talking about. But Volpe was off target there, and it counted as an off target. Parry from Ueno off target at same floor again, but this time Volpe coming in, but at the same time didn't quite manage to get her tip on target. Volpe pushing with 5 seconds left. She knows she's lost this leg, and we finish tied up almost 21-20. The lead was 4, then it went to 6, now it's down to 1. The Italians are holding it, which is good, but it's not going well on the larger. Zuma in, very nice. Or hopefully Tsuji. I guess it's the 6th leg, it can't be Tsuji. Or Kikuchi probably. But willing to push forward, which is always nice. In and out, and in and out. Really good footwork here from Azuma. Big distance changes, but always ready for, never getting too close to Cristino. Cristino finishes, Azuma misses over the shoulder. Which is a little surprising, again, every time that happens. Attack parry or post off target. That's Azuma attack. Cristino parry going backwards, and since Azuma kept going, Cristino just hit straight. And off target, but it still counts as a riposte. Oh, excellently timed step in from Azuma, forcing the freeze from Cristino because she was so surprised, and then finishing strong before Cristino can even get a lay on. Long attack from Cristino goes nowhere. Long attack from Cristino goes off target. She does that again, she's going to get hit. Nothing done because Cristino lost her blade over the shoulder. Covering target with the mask. They just make the whole mask electrified. Yeah, there's that twist. Oh, she dropped. She just let go. I don't know. Maybe it's new fast attacks from both sides now. This was a really good bout. Suno building up, building up, building up. Finishes the attack. Good attempt at a counterattack from Azuma. Doesn't quite manage to land it. Or I guess she did land it. Doesn't quite manage to freeze out. Would have liked to see a closeout in 6 there. Point in line from Azuma, but she's actually using it much more aggressively now. Manages to get Christina to fall short with it as Christina gets her own point in line. And then a hop from Christina, aborted attack. Fast, slow. Finish from Christina. Really good attacks from Christina now, solidly holding the right of way and finishing strong. I don't know who this coach is. Good from Azuma. I like the adjustment of starting to push instead of letting Christina come. I'd like her to finish stronger now instead of just giving up right of way halfway down. She's very good on defense, of course, but Christina's also very good on offense. And now she's trapped on the back line, and Christina finishes. So she's gotten a couple of good opportunities from counterattacks and defense, but definitely not enough to make it worth giving up right away. Much better, I think, from Christina there, from Azuma there, willing to push and attack. Yeah, here we go. She's pushing. She's attacking now. Christina's on the defensive end, and we get into this infighted parry fight, which I think will actually work out well for Azuma. Yeah, like that one. Just a little nudge of the blade to make Christina miss on the point in line. Or even just a duck underneath it. Yeah, really good smart fencing from Azuma to readjust. Of course, really good fencing from Christina as well. Can never count that out. Great single leg counterattack. Really good idea again from Azuma. Just couldn't quite get the colored light on. Pushes. Christina looks to go in. Azuma sees it coming and attacks over the shoulder and lands just off target. Oh, excellent from Christina. Big parry from Azuma. And then Christina just lets the parry slide off her blade and remises. And Azuma does not see it coming and can't get a tip back on target in time. There we go, though. Good action from Azuma. Push 6. I think Christina actually hit the mask that time, but it was in the neutral position and therefore not covering target. Back over the shoulder, misses from Azuma, never really meant to hit Christina. Slow push. Azuma kind of just letting it happen. Better this time did not fall for the remise, and Christina willing to just give up. Not give up. Willing to just let the clock run out. Okay, Ariana Ergo with like a 10 touch run that she had the last last time she was up versus Tsuji, the extremely defensive fencer we saw. I hate to be down on her like this, but I do kind of expect Arago to walk all over her. But I could be wrong. Foil definitely my weakest weapon. See what happens as the ref deals with a few technical issues, I guess. Changed my mind. I think that haircut's weird. Slow push Amerigo. Oh, we have Tsuji on the attack, which looked really good until she whiffed. But I like the idea. And we have once again a failure to fix the individual scores. Tsuji taking the blade, finding the blade, doing nothing with it. And then still doing nothing with it and think she's going to get credit for it. I really think that was Arago's off target. A halt here from Arago, who I guess has an earring caught in her blight, in her mask. That's got to be painful. That's a pair of post from Sushi, really well done. It's all it's established though with the attack. Oh, that was really good. That was Suji's all the way. That was attack, parry, or post is no remise arrives. Sushi had a really good opportunity there to finish and just didn't quite take advantage of it. Smart, aware fencing from Arago to get that remise in. Arago pushing. Really, another one. This reel is just short. The spring is a shot. Arago is doing a really good job of just holding her blade out and letting Suji almost parry herself. Like Suji is just attacking and attacking and attacking right into the Arago's closed line. And so it's just easy for Arago. Not that one. That one was a real parry or post over the shoulder. But before, as Arago builds her attacks, Suji just constantly getting caught up in the blade. Perfect timing from Suji. Arago beats and simultaneous with the beat, Suji lunges. And that gives her a tempo win to keep it equal. And I think for her going equal with Arago is enough. I didn't hear Suji find the blade there, so that one goes to Arago. Yeah, whiffed on the 6. Finish from Arago. So maybe it was just a specific game plan against Cristino, Tsuji, or Favoretto, whoever it was, that Tsuji was so defensive. Because this is so defensive, but much better. And another one where she cannot get her tip on. That was definitely attack, no. Parry, no. And then just off target on this counter parry. And then an easy remise for Arago. Suddenly has a 2-touch lead and 6 in the bout. Better from Tsuji. Sees Arago likes his quick riposts and immediate parries it. but lands a riposte off target, the counter riposte off target. Now she's got to attack. She goes fast, Arago's going to counter, and then she can finish. She has to actually do it. As opposed to just letting Arago stand there with the point in line. Which, like, to be clear, I would be scared to attack Arago too. As Arago somehow sends through a parry. Without even lunging. I guess she did lunge. Oh. Just a perfect disengage. Okay. But this Sushi is much better than me and has her job to do. And is kind of not willing to do it. Once again, there we go on the attack. This was at 1.33, but Sushi just constantly getting pinned back. And once again, Arago, lunge, disengage, hit. Sushi misses the parry, misses the riposte. Can't even get a light on. Got the parry. Went for two parries. Arago went around, just let the first parry happen, went through the second parry and hit. Suji getting caught out, not willing to find the third one. It was Zuma versus Favoretto, and they still haven't reset the individual scores. Dying to the remise. Yeah, like a really good intended remise from Arago, and Sushi just could not figure out how to handle it. We get another remise there from Favoretto. We get the outline of it on the screen. Weird attack from Azuma. Leg first, arm last. Does not work. That one does. Draws up the attack from Favoretto into the closed 4 line. And then riposte from Azuma. Build, build, build. No finish. Build from Favoretto. Point line from Azuma. Beat, beat, beat from Favoretto. And finish from Favoretto. Slow push from Favoretto. In and out from Azuma trying to draw something, or barring that, trying to find a good time to push in. Counterattack from Favoretto. Azuma completely caught off guard. Just not quite aware of what the Italian options are at any given moment. Which I mean, you know, that so Azuma was surprised by that counterattack from Favoretto, and she didn't have anything prepared to deal with it, as opposed to, you know, getting disengaged or pushed to the back line and forced to do that. Kind of an unforced error, in as much as there are any unforced errors in fencing. So you get a finish from Azuma, counterattack from Favoretto, and both left target, nothing done. Parry from Favaretto. Slow push. I'd really like to see Azuma do more with that as Favaretto just gives up right away. Finish strong from Azuma. Finally we get something going. Counterattack from Azuma going super duper low. Favaretto also going low and ended up going too low on the finish. Ooh, good from Azuma. Once covering target, she might get it. Good strong attack. She's probably not going to get it. It's pretty upright. Oh, totally separate. I did not even realize that was what happened. The ref was calling that attack no counterattack Favaretto, and Azuma was like, no, obviously I went straight. She did pretty obviously go straight. And then my Favaretto finishes. Azuma's setting up a longer pattern there of attack, long retreat, attack, long retreat, and hoping to catch on this third one. Favaretto coming in for the long retreat. Favaretto wise to it and finishes into where Azuma had planned to counterattack. Favaretto on the build. Pair post for Azuma. She's got to get a few more of those though. And there was almost one there. Favaretto doesn't even try. Miss from Azuma, miss from Azuma. Favaretto, long attack. Only 40 seconds up. We're probably starting to see Favaretto lose her patience, which is ultimately good for Azuma. She can't go get her tip on. Favaretto finishes there. Good finish. And closes out the bout. Closes out the leg at least. Bueno trying to close it out against Cristino. And Italy has quietly walked out to a 10-touch lead here, so I don't know if she's going to do it. And that's one for Cristino, forcing Bueno to miss entirely. This is definitely doable. But not if Bueno can't finish an attack. Another really good defensive stop from Cristino. Finding the perfect opportunity for a really nice flick onto the shoulder. I'm building the attack, building the attack. Honestly, every slow step just puts more pressure on Bueno to finish. Oof, really good there. Really good stuck in there from Bueno. I don't think we're going to quite get credit for a point in line there. I don't think it was out far enough, but the ref disagrees. I don't know about that one. That was tight. No, I thought Ueno was going to have to push here, but Christina's just going to close it out on her own. Attack off target. Attack, no. Counterattack off target. And then Christina's remise. Ueno's really got to get a tip on target and a lot and quickly. Korokor probably some kind of a stopper for that. Christina giving up distance, wants point in line again. We know better this time. Same thing that Rigo is doing, where she just holds her blade out and gets the other blade tangled up. And now Christina building the attack and Ueno on the point in line. Christina building the attack and Ueno holding a blade in absence, just hoping for something to happen here. And there's that same thing where it's attack, parry, and the Japanese fans are just not ready for the immediate takeover, and the remise from the Italian arrives. Arrigo did that a bunch. I think Arrigo did that a bunch. And then a really good point line from Cristino, closing it out in a minute and a half with pitching a shutout. That interesting how quickly they're willing to give point in line even without much of a search. Is that normal for foil? I don't know much about foil, but that felt very tight to me. Maybe I'll clip that and ask a ref about it later. It does feel like it did on the slow-mo look like Ueno went step lunge, but it felt very fast and very close for it to be a point in line. Okay, we are into the gold medal bouts, I believe.
Good luck to Japan on the upcoming tournaments. Severler sucuk Japanese snuckers dondurma şeklinde görüntüleri.
That was close for a while, I think. And then Italy took a couple of leads, and then Arrigo kind of delivered the knockout blow, and nobody else could really set it up. I hope we get another call room shot. Those are fun. Couple of slow-mo action shots. Favorite gold medal. Who do we got? Hopefully not an AN team. Doobie-doobie-doo. Saber definitely feels like it has slightly lower technical floor than the other two, and a higher psychological floor than the other two, where you need to really understand what your opponent is doing in Saber more than you do in the other two, and you can get away with wilder actions and bigger things in and less precision in Saber. On the other hand, I have seen Colin Heathcock fence Saber, and that's all precision and training. He recognizes a situation like that, snaps into a really fast parrot post or long lunge or anything. I get Japan, Italy again, twice in one day. I guess it's normal. Going to be interesting watching Italy fans for World Championship Team Saber Gold. Italy Saber is no joke. I still don't know who's fencing though. I can't change my title, but I have remembered. Sanad Jamesi, Silver Fox of Men's Saber. They've been more in the backseat with everyone around, but they still have depth in the field. Yeah. Um, French Saber. French men's Saber. Maybe I'm sleepy. Who's French men's Saber? Ah, the Patrices, of course. Who's French men's Saber? The Patrice brothers. Naturally. Oy, oy, I am tired. Yeah, you're absolutely right. 137. Infetti 24. Elia Bibi is still fencing, or maybe he's letting the sponsor out. 25, he's still fencing. I thought he was better than 80th. Romania were just fencing so well today. Unfortunate for France, though. Can't win them all, as much as the French might love to. Hey, Marat, how you doing? That's epic. I guess you're just doing highlights from all over. Sarah counterattacking Ishitskaya. She's only done that about 15,000 times in her career. Flesh in from Lee Hee-jung. It would be hard to beat 1, 3, and 7. It would be hard. Saber men. 1, 3, and 7 is the highest. And then Italy with 4, 10, and oh, maybe not 25. And then Ahmed Hasham up to 9th, which is astounding for Egypt. I don't think anybody else is at that level. Atamora, that's 17. Colin Heathcock at 5. Memorial at 19, and then Antonio at 26. Yeah, so definitely France and then Italy. And then Egypt, Germany, Korea at 6, 13 and 14. So, okay, so maybe Korea over Italy. I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not going to do the math right now. Team USA dying to Poland is also a huge shock. That is absolutely correct. This is a really crowded car room. Maybe this isn't the car room. Maybe this is just the check room. You know, the round is the gold medal. Just don't know who's on which side. We have Hungary, Italy. Of course, I have to move it. Pick Christian Rab for my fantasy fencing squad. Japan over Korea is almost not as much of a shot, giving Hungary the current Korean squad is. Hey Fritz, welcome. Japan fencing is no slouch. Let's go check the results real quick. Let's see. Japan over Korea 45-40. Mao Kokubo beat Lim Jae-yoon really badly. That would do it. And then close out from the rest of it. Yeah. Park Sang-won, really good in Asian Championships. Really good in the Universiada. That's what it was, University Games. Do Young-dong, so this is definitely a bit of a weaker Korean squad than we usually see. I believe that is Laura Decker on the left. I believe I just lost my internet connection.
Well, yeah. Hungary is the defending champion from 2023.
Maybe Park got drained from all those tournaments in a row. I mean,
in Paris, but
he probably did,
Hungary
unironically.
won the most world titles.
Hey, TPR, you made it too. You only have to walk all the buildings on the work campus twice in order to be here.
Saber team event at the World Championship.
Yeah.
Of course, they last won in 2023.
Sorry?
If they can win successive golds here,
you should bring your bike into
the first time since it did so in 91.
Bike into work if you have to go to all the different buildings.
And the Hungarians did defeat Italy at the European Championships in Genoa. You were there, right?
Stream. Oh.
Yes.
There we go. Much better. He's not 2019 O levels yet. Hey, every little bit's faster. He's not 2019 O levels yet, but this is just the way it works in fencing anyway, is that the Koreans had brilliant ideas in the 10s, and they got adopted by everybody else. And we move on from there. Can't stop clicking things on OBS, and I'm definitely going to mess something up in the stream. Alright, Zalagi Aron. Strong contender for greatest saber of all time. Something like 4 Olympic gold medals in a row, which is insane to make it to 4 and then win 4. Versus Luca Corritoli. Slow off the line for Zalagi. Quick attack from Corritoli misses. Zalagi passes forward. Counter attack from Corritoli paired by Zalagi finishes. Zalagi might not be anchoring because of his injuries. I didn't know he was injured. He doesn't look injured. He looks great. Good finish from Corritoli. Zalagi wants to finish. Zalagi thinks Corritoli finishes and then he counterattacked into it, but I think Zalagi counterattacked. I think that's Corritoli's finish. Biking to work if the weather cooperates. Yeah, attack arrives. I believe this is Laura Decker, great US ref. As long as you have a shower at work, that's really good. Oh, fun one. Zalagi full attack. Corritoli swings and whiffs, and Zalagi just takes a moment to even realize that he missed. 1, 2, and then Zalagi goes again. Tight one nowadays because waiting that long can let your opponent take over, but Corritoli clearly not ready for it. Finish from Zalagi, he goes through. Corritoli trying for a counterattack. It's hard to see, but there's a really slight pause there where Zalagi is like, if these are his feet, he's hopping and landing and then lunging. And then one moment where his balance is where he's making his decisions. That one might be Corritoli's. Yeah, Corritoli. Zalagi pulls back a little bit and then goes, and Corritoli just finishes straight. It all looks very different in slow-mo, which is why they try not to ref in slow-mo. Swing from Zalagi. Corritoli takes over. Zalagi sees his moment. Parry post. Just insane anticipation by Zalagi there. Straight attack from Zalagi through the Corritoli blade. Just a really good closeout attack. There's no shower at work. Ooh, that's rough. Change of clothes and a washcloth. I ended up getting a scooter because there's just no way for me to bike anywhere without showing up super sweaty. I couldn't go slow enough. It was just, I enjoyed biking fast too much. Although I do feel like if you have multiple buildings at a workplace, one of them should include a shower. Christian Rab, Perry Post. Teo Neri, that is a name I have not thought about in a while. Your friend was saying that Zalagi was old and he could beat him. He could in fact not beat him. Is your friend you? Good finish there from Neri. There's a story behind where there is not and never will be showers at my office. That's a terrifying idea. Although I guess if you're the only one that, ooh, excellent counterattack from Rab. Nearly finishing his attack. Rab, just a little boop on the arm. Not quite a skyhook because he's going sideways, but really, really good nonetheless. He's actually an extremely talented and disciplined 16-year-old. Plus, he was fencing him in pool. Got to give him credit for the spirit. I mean, that's different. That's true. If you're fencing a guy in pools, you have to believe you can beat him. That's just good mentality. Slow from Rab, in and out. Neri finishes, good hit. See if we can get a few more before Rab closes it out. Yeah, that's a really good one for Rab. Neri didn't stop. Rab had no chance to finish. I did not like this call. Rab going backwards, immediate going forwards, and Neri just continuing his attack, and I really think that's got to go to Rab. Yeah. Attack arrives. Yeah. That was, you could see where she was coming from kind of because of how fast Neri continued, but that's really got to go to Rab. Finish from Rab. Neri thinks he got a parry. It would have had to have been a really tiny one with the bell. I don't know about that. Ooh, he might have a point. Oh, she gave it the parry initially. That's surprising. Well, this started close, and then Rab wiped the floor with Neri. Put Rab on my fantasy team. I wish he had done a little better in individuals. I don't know how he did do in individuals. That's attack stop from Gemesi, and then continuation. Gallo pausing a bit longer. I've got 13th in individual. What am I talking about? That's totally fine. Rab was a teeny bit more consistent. He might be Hungary's next superstar. Really good from Gemesi there. Maybe. How old is he? How old is Rab? Attack from Gallo there. Whatever. It seems like they're trusting him to be a bit like Doe for Korea. Maybe. Ooh. I think we got a foot land again. Maybe a bell punch. Another reason I think the box needs to be a little bit farther apart for Saber. Okay, not a bell punch to the mask at least, but definitely caught him with the forte and hard. And foot smash too. God, the Russian box of death was insane. Can you imagine if they'd have been a foot closer, 2 feet closer? Fast through from Gallo. So if Rab's like 20, 22, which I can find out right now, he's 23. And everybody else on the Russian squad, not the Russian squad, oh my god. Everybody else on the Hungarian squad is very old. And they're absolutely seasoning him to be the lead of the next squad. Get a great closeout 4 there from a failed closeout 4 there from Messi. Gallo's starting to bring it back a little bit. Could have been Gallows. Extra step in from Gemesi. where Gallo just goes right into advanced lunge. This is Melanchev. He's a corrupt one. I think this is Melanchev. Card for false start. Gallo still first off the line. Uses it to make Messi fall short and then starts pushing with a hop. And then just hops so big and Messi manages to find the time to take over and finishes strong. Really good touch from Messi. Really, really high level to be able to force Gallo to stop without finishing his attack. Pico de Gallo. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know. Oh, you get much more attacky than that from Messi. But, oh well. It's attack no from Messi. Really, really good from Gallo. Yeah. I mean, it could have been simultaneous. So that's actually that was a higher level action from Messi than I thought. He whiffed, went into 5, and then back to attack, and Gallo just held the attack, held the counter attack long enough to avoid the 5. Third post from Gallo, kind of giving Messi the business now, bringing it back almost equal. Card left now? Card left now. Fortunately, not being passivity cards, these cards will go away at the end of the bout. At the end of the leg. Oh, really good from Gallo. Loses an opportunity early to attack Messi, where Messi stops. But it was, right before that clip started. Then a really good counterattack there as Messi overcommits on the pursuit. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. There's that forward 5 that we saw before. And good touch from Messi. He's tried that forward 5 like the forward 5 where he's coming forward in 5. Which I think will be no. They just won't show any of the interesting stuff. Yeah, really good to keep his momentum. His footwork is phenomenal. Strong in from Gallo. Not willing to let Messi build his defense this time. Oh, great work from Gallo. 11 forward run to take the lead. Messi is 38. So this is a long couple of days for Messi. Attack no, attack, counter attack no. Zalagi finishes and almost falls off the side of the piece. That was really cool. That was attack, parry, counter parry, continuation. Strong from Zalagi. That's got to be his. Yep, absolutely. The counter parries. Yeah, I know, absolutely. I don't think Neri's quite ready to deal with Zalagi. Yeah, attacker Fs. His Zalagi's ability to just deal with situations is off the charts. Recognize situations, I mean, is off the charts. Neri gets one back there. We are equal again. Yeah, Zalagi holding a little bit too long. Neri. Ooh, Zalagi trying for a shit. What's this parry called? 4? No, you guys call that 3? I think you guys call this 3. This is really fun because you just kind of flip your wrist all the way through. But Zalagi a little bit late with it. Yeah. Mateo coming in with a big search. And Zalagi just goes around it. Circle 2? Circle 2 goes the other way. Like, circle 2 goes outside. 3 goes inside. Cream. Yes, I don't know who you are, unknown identity, but you're entirely correct. That is Preem, and we use it in Epee, and a really good touch there from Zalagi. I don't know what I was thinking. It's been a long season. And then Neri attempting a 4, doesn't quite get it. Yeah, it's Preem. It's 100% Preem. Oh, that's a 2. So that's the 2 from Zalagi. That's a really good 2. Parry right into the leg. Finish. Attack from Zalagi. 6-2 leg. Retakes the lead. Builds it up to 3. Really good work. From, he's not the GOAT. I don't know who is. I mean, there's other options. It's Reshetnikov, I think is one of the big names up there. Only he wasn't pro Putin. Pozniakov, that's what I'm thinking of. Pozniakov. I think that's what it is. Ilyash on the build. Ooh, good finish. Kurtoli trying to slow him down. This Zalagi can be pretty reluctant for GOAT. Now, I don't know anything about Saber from like the 2000s on back, so it's hard for me to say. Anyway, it feels like recency bias that every fencer who's a GOAT in every discipline is like fence from the 2000s on up. It might be true. But it's like, ooh, fast in from Kuratoli. Just a little bit deeper than Ilyash was expecting. It's Vitsali for women's foil, and I got to watch her fence. I don't know who it is for men's foil, actually. It's Kolobkov, and he was in the 2000s. Yeah, that's attack from Kuratoli, just a little bit more committed off the line. Women's Saber obviously is going to be in the 2000s because they weren't allowed to fence before then, and that's Carlin. Search in from Ilyash doesn't work. Kuratali finishes through it and takes the lead. Finish from Kuratali again. Ilyash is not quite getting the distance there. You can see him trying to pull and it's just not working out. There's the pull that he was looking for. And then Kuratali trying for a cheeky remise to the arm, and Ilyash gets his own cheeky remise to the arm. Cheeky attack to the arm. Another one. As Ilyash just takes the parry and misses just too late on the parry. It feels like the quality of team members in this area seems a bit more inconsistent. Career totally finishes. Larger point swings in either direction. Hmm. Yeah, maybe. I feel like that's sort of the effects of our larger field. No, I don't think there's anything general you can say about that. It happens to be true right here in Saber. But, you know, the French team is all in the top 10. The Italian team is all in the top 20. The Korean team is all in the top 20. The US team is just outside the top 20. The Egyptian team is all in the top 20. And then women's foil was the Japanese and the Italians are both in the top 10 on both sides. I don't know. That's Rab. Yeah, that's Rab just full send off the line. You don't really see that anymore. And Gallo just a little bit late. Yeah, hear that little click? That's blade. Oh, no, never mind. I thought that was going to be parried for that because of the blade contact, but she's giving it straight to Emma Catface. There are a small number. Ooh, attack no. Head attack arrives for Rab. Small number of fencers, noticeably better than everyone else, and less depth bridging that gap feels weird after the last 2 years. You talked about specifically in Saber, or are you talking about in all the weapons? Emma. In Saber. Do we think it's like Bauer and everybody else? Like Bauer and Salagi and everybody else? You get a blade change, but a weird kind of blade change because you're not supposed to give the other blade back to the guy. You're supposed to have the ref take it and keep it. And you're not supposed to clip your mask cord onto the mesh lame because you'll rip it apart after a while. I think that one's Rab's as well. Maybe not. As you get another foot clash. I don't know how badly somebody needs to get hurt before they do something about this. Okay, so ref is going to video. No longer do we have the area of Korean fences where they were stacked AF. Even here, there are two big absent names, Sameli and Zatmari. Men's saber specifically, but you also see it in women's saber and women's foil. All right, attack right. It definitely does feel like there's a gap in women's foil between the top 5. I'm not sure what the card was for. That was weird. And the top more. Come on. What's going on here? I'm just going to skip right to the podium stream. I don't think we missed anything. That is attack from Rab is no. And then Gallo takes over for his 5th. Yeah, so there's definitely women's foil. It's definitely had a top 8 and then a big gap. I don't think women's saber is quite that stratified. I guess they're giving that to Rab. And I'm usually better at Saber than this. Guess I'm just distracted. Finishing, going through. Parried by Gallo, he certainly thinks so. Yeah, Balzer was definitely on top last year, but I don't think she was. She didn't like win the Olympics, for example. She didn't. Okay, so that was parried post. And one of the Japanese women. Yeah. But it wasn't. I don't think it was the same level of consistent dominance that we saw in women's foil. The French are super psyched from an individual standpoint, but they haven't performed as expected from any of the team events. Same with the US. The French Federation is infamously riddled with drama. That doesn't really surprise me. I'm not going to go into it, but I'm certainly aware of a lot of it in like men's épée, and I assume there's more in other bits. The US does not train as a team much. And also the US team is really young. Like the foilists are obviously really good. The men's women's foilists are obviously very good. And they have Kiefer and Meinhardt and Marcialis, who provided a consistent face rate throughout the years. But the Sabre team is very young. The épée team is very young, with Imrek leading and Heathcock leading. The women's épée team is mostly very young, and they just went from the Cat Holmes, Courtney, and her sister, and I've forgotten their last name. So that was the era of women's épée for a long time, and they just moved on from that to Cecilian and Guti Vincenti and Sabula. Hurley's, yes, thank you. Attack from Torres, no, Gamesi building, and ooh, counterattack from Torres in time. Courtney and Keller Hurley. Dershurst, it's still fence. But Dershowitz is not on the points list. Daryl Homer is still fencing at 35. Crazy. Iron Man. It's the second one for Torre. Who's mostly in the coaching role, Dershowitz or Homer? Gemesi's, I think, yeah. Torres holding his attack longer, he's holding his hand back, yeah. He could be. I'm not up on what's going on in the coaching side of things. Attack. I really want to say that's attack no from the right. Maybe they gave it. I was not paying attention. That one's attack right from Torre. I must have kind of struggling here in this cold metal bout. Ooh, but a really good long attack there from Gamesi, just accelerating and keeping the high speed all the way through and finishing really long lunge, forcing Torre back and back and back, not back fast enough. Ooh. So this is a weird new call that I don't totally, a weird new call. It's been several years. This is the call. Because Gamesi's taking several steps forward, it's a prep for him and an attack for Torre. It just, for me, it always looks like it ought to be Gamesi's lunge because he's going so fast. Oh, wait, no. I was right. It is Gamesi's attack. I didn't think Milanchev ever changed his calls. Torian, the attack, slow, fast, and always a fun one when you draw the parry and then they're just slowing it. Like he's holding his attack, waiting for Gamesi to parry mid lunge, which is always a really cool action. Okay, on to Tori. Unless he wants a video. That's reasonable. You can see Tori's hands out a little earlier. Carlos Zalagi. Now up one. I've been so distracted by the touch-by-touch fencing with Italy with a 7-point lead now. Miss parry there from Zalagi, really good from by Gallo to get around it. They have an 8-touch lead. No, this is Saber, and there is no clock, and so Zalagi can totally bring this back up. But he has to actually be able to do it. And starting 3-0 down is not the way to go. There we go. Now Zalagi's starting to get rolling. Just clean footwork, pushing Gallo and getting him caught up, and then Gallo has no choice but to search for a parry. Zalagi sees it coming and just pulls the whiff. Oh, really good from Gallo to get underneath. I always expect Zalagi to get those, but Gallo's really good about just barely getting a step on target. You should practice like lunging. Wow. That was a dominant performance by Gallo. Capping it off with a really good 5 riposte in the middle. That's a swaggy touch. All right, our boy Rav entering the bout, 10 touches behind. You practice lunges more when you're more confident that your hips won't destroy themselves. Well, that's valid. Ooh, that's another one there where Rav goes and goes and goes and goes, but Bertoli more committed to the actual lunging. Okay, so I like this trend. I think they a couple years ago that would have been Kurtoli's, and now it's Rav's, and I think that's a better change. Good about Kurtoli to take over in the middle, and Rav a little bit slow to retreat, and that's just advantage situation Kurtoli, and he just closes it out. Single light for Rav. We have no idea what happened because I still haven't learned to wait for the replay to end. Ooh, good hold by Rab there. This goes almost moves, but almost doesn't go anywhere. Just hops in place. Curtoli goes for the quick lunge and misses. Then the lightning quick riposte from Rab, counterattack from Rab. Fast, 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 fast from Rab. Just a couple of searches, but nothing really committal. Curtoli forced to counterattack. And Rab finishes cleanly, and now he's got a 4-1 lead. Now they're making fall short, but this time he builds the attack. And this time Curtoli finds the blade and finishes. If he goes 4-1, so that puts us at 38, 42, 42, 43. Yeah, Zlag is really, really nice to watch. 35, 42. It'll be tight. That one's Rabs all the way. That's not Rabs all the way. Did I miss something? I thought that was Rabs all the way. But no protest, so. Yeah, that's attack and prep from Rab. Really good, holding just long enough to make Curtoli. But Curtoli's now whiffed twice on a straight attack in the box. So he wants to build a long attack. And Rab sees that, lets him think to start building a long attack, and then attack and prep. There's that Curtoli miss again. Rab missed this time, Curtoli building, Rab holding blade, and Curtoli finishes. That one looks more like Curtoli stops, Rab takes over. Rab, I think there's more intentionality in what Rab was doing from earlier on. Rab can not pull back 9-0. But I do think that was his. I think Curtoli was doing the long attack, or starting a long attack again, and Rab attacked into it. Maybe, though. Everybody look at Curtoli's amazing hair. Yeah. Curtoli's doing a long attack in the box, and Rab's attacking into it. So that's just a really classic attack and prep. There's another short from... Wow! Okay, so this is like the third time that that's happened. Congrats to the Italian men's saber team on winning gold medal in the World Championships. Great job. This is the third time that's happened where Curtoli's whiffed in the middle and Rab started his long attack, and Curtoli has managed to get the counterattack, which is insane because the attack is so strong in saber. Really, really good fencing by Curtoli to close that out. If you're here checking it out, please check out my Patreon, patreon.com/fencingdatabase, ko-fi.com/fencingdatabase. I have a sponsor over in the corner, fexklingen.de, code ROBOTKLINGEN on blades, gloves, socks. Donations, part of every sale goes to me, part of every sale goes to you with a 5% discount, and part of every sale goes to orphans in Ukraine, which is something we as fencers should probably do more about, considering they've let the Russians back in entirely. There is major protests going on in Georgia right now. And thank you, TPR, who is my one and only Patreon, my server mom, my biggest fan, close personal friend, for showing the links. I had another one. Oh, I have a Redbubble that I have completely forgotten about. I have a Redbubble with my logo on a bunch of things, and I'm going to throw up a few more designs there as things go. My friend made a Rusty Joe's knife, sword, and sewing needle Emporium patch that I really should put up there and see if she lets me. All of this goes, any money I get goes right into paying for server costs for the database, for the site, and for hosting all of the clips. I host those myself. If you like watching the Olympic Games stream, I put that, the Olympic Games torrent, I put that together for Tokyo and for whatever the last one was. Whatever the last one was, I've already forgotten. It's been a really long day.
Congratulations to Hungary, silver medalist of World Championships. Universal also to participants, congratulations on this. Very special medalist of world.
And also come join us on the Discord and chat about fencing. I love talking about fencing. Coach fencing, I stream fencing, I make a fencing website. I love the sport. Always happy to answer questions you have about your own fencing. If you want to be critiqued about fencing theory, about how to solve specific situations, come hang out. We are shortly going to see women's foil, which will be Kiefer's big chance to sweep. That'll be really funny as we see the blade tests. That's Jalen Liu, I think. Let's meet the birthday. So the French team is Eva Lacheret, Pauline Ranvier, and Anita Blaze. The US team is Lee Kiefer, Jalen Liu, and Lauren Scruggs. Should clean up your Discord servers and join my database Discord. Yes, you should. That's Jalen Liu, Lee Kiefer, Lauren Scruggs. I don't know who the anchor is, who this sub is. It's not on my sheet. We'll see it in a second. That's USA versus France. I feel if I wanted to do this right, I would get a Emily Jing. I don't know who that is. I've never heard of her before. But congrats to her. I expect she'll get in if she doesn't. She'll get in about in. I think it's really close. Oh, that feed is really far behind. It's not live. Lisa Blaze, Pauline Envier, Eva Lachey, Morgane Patrou. And copyright music. Men 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 Discord servers. 3 of them are dead. One of them is for 3 of them are for web servers, or for web novels. One of them is for Video is for game dev. 4 of them are for fencing. I'm gonna get bunked for copyright music again. So I've muted it for a bit just so we get past the copyright music. I took a break last time, and then while I was on break, they played music, so I got bumped for it. I had to edit that whole section out. So I guess it was fun because I wasn't even on screen, much less talking, but it was annoying. So France over Italy, US over Japan, and then we saw Italy over Japan pretty convincingly. Here we go. We start with Lauren Scruggs versus Eva Lachere. Hopefully they'll stop it. Two lefties, always nice to see. Lauren Scruggs, I believe, was gold medalist in the Olympics. Straight attack there, nice finish. Right over the surge from yesterday. Scruggs was silver. Was Kiefer gold? Did Kiefer double gold? Spinning counter attack there from Scruggs. Lasher a little bit late to commit. Off target. Kiefer, yeah, double gold. Oh yeah, she's so good. Attack no from Kiefer. Ripostas no from Lasher. Scruggs. Slow to get started. Lasher sees her opportunity and goes back in and hits Kiefer. And Scruggs is short and a little bit late to dodge. And Harvey was third, yeah. Scrubs back, Scrubs forward fast, but attacking low line and a little bit too low line. Scrubs very young. She's like 21. She's still a student at Harvard, I think. And I have to wonder if Kiefer's given her some tips and tricks for fencing women's oil. Just because she's so good, so young, picking right up where Kiefer will, I don't know, 10 years leave off. It does feel like Kiefer can go on forever, but if Kiefer did retire, as she's done a couple of times already, Scruggs is right there to take over. Does attack no from Lashere. Scruggs finishes. This is fourth year at Harvard, yeah, but like she's, that age. Point in line from Scruggs, holding distance. Finishes the point in line, and Lashere misses. Scruggs is 22. Yeah, that's pretty young. That's still relatively new to the world stage kind of levels. Like we're talking about talking about Rab taking over for the Hungarians in men's saber. He's 23, so that same general age range. And that's 4-1 for Scruggs off like 4 different touches, which is really nice. Shows a really complete game. Older than most of the rest of Team USA. Yeah, but she's also better than most of the rest of Team USA, which makes her the heir apparent. Heir is apparent more than the other ones. I guess it's all relative. Like Jalen Newell's really good too. Because Jalen Liu is 16. So maybe. We'll see what she does in a couple of years. It does feel like there's always one or two kids who do really, really good at shout out to Scruggs for being a good teammate and hooking Lou up. That's always nice to see. It's something we emphasize a lot in college fencing, and you don't always see it on the world stage. But you should always be supporting your teammates. You do. It does feel like there's always one or two new kids who come in for like a day, a year, a season, and then kind of a little bit flash in the panty. Blew into point and line. Renvey just holding distance, taking over. Immediate attack. Jalen a little bit late. Caught out, can't finish, can't go back in time. Now it's Ranvier's turn to get into point in line. Doesn't help as Jalen Blue finishes, misses, but Ranvier caught back on the back line and can't quite get her tip on. As Blue goes into this weird sideways thing, I don't think it has a name. And Ranvier tries to go into Preem and hit, but it gets blocked out by that line. Player post from Lou, but a little bit caught on the blade and lands off target high. Immediate off the line from Lou. I really think that's got to be hers, yeah. And 7-2 lead all of a sudden. Probably because we don't have the same centralized training as a lot of other countries. They manage it for a couple of years in high school or early college and then can't keep up the training. That's very possible, but it feels like it's a wider... like there's just a lot of one-year wonder kids in all weapons and all genders. I'm thinking particularly of Bia and Cohen in men's epee. That being the one I follow most is NBA misses, where they were making podiums last year, 2 years ago, and now they keep drowning in like the 128s or the P64s. Ooh, that's a tight one. And the ref is going to look at the box. You can tell because there's not an immediate call. Both of them kind of go. So Renvier goes back, which is important, but Lou is very hesitant, which is also important. It is also a big life period. I mean, the U.S. does shockingly little support for its top athletes, unless you are part of one of the national leagues, like one of the big leagues, or independently wealthy, which I guess is still not supportive. As Lou pushes and pushes and pushes, giving up a little bit, but not enough. Really good timing there from Ranvier. Finds the moment when Lou is prepping, but can't get her point on target. That's a beat from Lou. Or just an hilarious amount of day. Yeah, it's also true. And also apparently pretty universal. Beat attack from Lou. Very clear, very confident. Point in line. Ranvier whiffs off to the side again. I think Lou just sidestepped her. And I don't wanna call it, but this is getting real tough for France to come back from. NVA runs away, Lou takes over. Good on her to not over pursue. Is that going to be a card for covering? As a very early halt if it's not for a card. I guess no card, just core. Miss from Ranvier, who manages to get back far enough. Looked like the blade got tangled in the body cord. Yeah, maybe that was it. Attack, no. Over the back, no. Twisting 4, no. Straight attack, off target. Good finish there from Ranvier. I'm obsessed with playing with the little settings on the... Yeah. Good slow fast there from Ranvier again to start bringing it back. Lou expecting a slow attack, and then Ranvier just flushed into it. And Lou not ready for the counterattack. But I think that's hers. That's really going straight in. Yeah, it's attack finish. So yeah, the U.S. on like a 5-touch lead, and the key for just getting up now, which is got to be bad news bears if you're the French. Because Kiefer, as the best US fencer, you're expecting to get the most touches. Like that, for example. Lee Kiefer should be doing this high flick to shoulder attack for like 15 years, and nobody's ever been able to stop it. Yeah, I think that was attack left. Blaze stops her attack. The camera looks backwards. Good build up here from Blaze though. As she sort of wiggles her way right past Kiefer. Kiefer on the attack, Kiefer on the attack. That's attack, no from Kiefer, and then attack, no from Blaze. There's 2 actions there. So Kiefer was the initial build up. It's 1 from Blaze, and then 2 there, and Kiefer is the final counterattack. Attack off target from Blaze almost looked like a panic attack to the hand. Kiefer into Preem, Kiefer into over the back, off target, onto Blaze's mask. It should be target in a better weapon. Ooh, that is attack and no from Kiefer. Panic if Kiefer's charging you too. I wouldn't panic, but I probably should panic. That is a clean finish from Kiefer. Which I guess the ref counted as a stop. I thought she went. Plays building, Kiefer stopping. Kiefer with a perfectly timed counterattack. With just the tiniest little squeeze, the tiniest little twist away. Just enough to make Blaze miss. And now we are suddenly at 15-6. It's here. And Kiefer sees it. I don't know what she sees. I don't know foil, and I'm certainly not at Kiefer's level to be able to understand what she's seeing, but it's really, really well timed for her to block out that finish. We have Jalen Liu again versus Ranvier, I think that was. Eva Lasher. Lasher building, getting very close. Luke getting out of the way just in time. Throwing in a parry for good measure. It's pretty true across weapons that the way you defend is with your feet, as Liu finishes off target. The ref gives it to Lashley. Okay, interesting. You defend with your feet and then you throw in a parry for extra emphasis, or if you're already in position for it. Lou building, Lashley giving lots of space, and Lou giving up in recognition of all that space. Lashley falls short. Lou begins to build again, but has not yet shown the ability to finish an attack. Lashley keeps counterattacking, and Lou keeps giving up into it. Like she did there, except Lashley landed off target. I really want to see Lou finish the lunge here. Or at least push Lashley back to the end of the piece. There's a counterattack lunge, so it doesn't count. And there's Lashley easy finish, yeah. Lou gave that one, okay. There's the guy who was made fun of me last time for not knowing how to make foil calls. Because you're definitely right. Okay, so Lou finds the blade there. I missed that. Attack off there is parry post. All Lou has to do is stay even here. So searching, finding the blade, searching, finding the blade. A better attack this time. And certainly now Lashley has to start from her warning box, which makes things much harder for her. As she tries for a cheeky remise, and Lou gets back out of the way of that one too. Although I really would like to see her finish for her. She's not really getting caught. She's just immediately backing up. Like that, better. Attack off target for Lashley. I wonder what's on the paper. I know I saw in the women's epi they were keeping score on the paper, which makes sense, considering how often they mess up. Lou, but a very active defense back, constantly blade in and out, and it works out for her. She holds off Lashley once again. Now she's building her own attack, and I really like to see her not give up like that. And I think that's Lou's. Yeah, really good attack in the end. Her full attack, and then Lashley counterattacked immediately and missed, and then Lou remised basically. They did not screw up the score for the men's foil team in the end, as Lou finishes off target. They instant cut from the bout to a replay. And while they were showing the replay, Marini asked for a test. And we didn't see that on screen, but that's most likely what happened. Because they cut back to him changing weapons. I think they screwed up the score in one of the women's... Ooh, really good counterattack there from Lou as Lashley goes over the shoulder. I think they screwed up the score in one of the women's semis with the AIN team. And I have to find that link, and I think I'll post it if nobody else has. Attack no, counterattack, long attack from Lou lands off target. I'd like to see more of that. That was really good, even if it didn't work. We can start over, and Lashley is pinned to the back line now, or will be soon. Slow back from Lou, slow forward from Lashley. Now the same thing in reverse. A lot of fast, slow attacks from Lou. Really good from her. As everybody whiffs. Good parry from Lashley. I don't mind them doing replays on full screen because there is a reasonable amount of time that defenders spend going back to their own guard lines, for example. Especially if they end up like tangled up, or if they're calling for a video replay. Oh, that was phenomenal timing from Lou. After 30-40 seconds of slow back and forth, Lou breaks the pattern with a really quick jump in mid-search from Lashley. So Lashley's search takes her point off target, and she can't stop it in time. And we're going to probably end out this period unless Lashley has one long attack. No, she's just going to stop. They just need to be able to sync it with the Refilep better, the replays. They had it in the Olympics where there was like a light on the ref's box that said when it was good to go, and it worked out really well. They're just not doing that anymore. I do wonder what the point of this site is. 19-7, the 12-point lead, and the Olympic silver medalist up fencing as she holds point in line. Plays, misses, Scruggs finishes, just killer instinct. You can see it through the mask waiting to finish. There it is. So quick on the lunge. Blaze goes attacker, Mies, Scruggs deals with both. Now Blaze is in a wiggly sort of point in line. Scruggs is walking her down. Changing up, the footwork Scruggs is doing here is really complex. She's changing not only the speed of her steps, but the size of her steps. And she's doing sometimes a step forward with her front foot and a step back with her rear foot just to confuse things. And a phenomenal behind the back touch there. Really well done. Because attack no from Scruggs, and then counter attack arrives from Blaze. That's a finish from Blaze. I see what Scruggs wants. Blaze was definitely holding for a while, but I don't think Scruggs took over in time. Yeah, she would have had to been at the least starting that before Blaze did. Yeah, that's attack right. Attack right. We are waiting for something. He's giving up right away, holding back into point in line. Have to stop Scruggs, and then she can take over again and start pushing a little bit faster. Scruggs searching. Blaze prepping, and Scruggs searches and then finishes with a low block out. Now it's 2-2 in the leg, 21-9 overall. And as long as Scruggs holds her own, Keefer's never, ever, ever in a million years going to give up a 20-point lead, 10-point lead, 5-point lead, 1-point lead. So this is really all on the French team to start pressing already now. And I'm just not seeing the intensity and the urgency in their fencing that I would really want to see. They've got 4 legs left. 4.5 legs left. And if they get 2 points a leg, 2 points back a leg, it's tight going into the 9th. If they don't, then it doesn't matter. Every time they don't, it becomes harder. So already they need to be acting like they're going to lose here. Instead of, like, usually in a close team out, you want to keep the plus minus where you need the scores, but here you need the scores. And Scruggs finishes there. She just, Scruggs is beating and last year Blaze is kind of in a point in line, but she doesn't keep it reestablished before the last time Scruggs finds it. She breaks it entirely, in fact. Scruggs never stops going forward. It was never going to be Blaze's. That was a good attack there. Left to see her take it over again now. A little bit higher intensity in the fencing. She finishes and misses. And Scruggs goes behind the back, kind of a preemie attack. I'd like to clarify that is not the Shamley Watson. Shamley Watson was when you go the other way behind your head. And I don't know why they didn't give that to Scruggs. But doesn't matter. Straight attack, finish strong. Just immediately off the line. Really well done. Ooh, good one from Ranvier. Kiefer doing that classic hop forward, and Ranvier, she's doing it a little bit on autopilot, I think, and Ranvier finds the opportunity to go in. But Kiefer goes behind the back, just like Scruggs did. And then we have 6 seconds and 1-1. It's phenomenal point control from Kiefer. I think Ranvier is probably the best on this team, so she really needs to start building up. But she's not really pressing at all. Same kind of a lack of urgency that I'm seeing. Kiefer's like, I'll go hit you if you want me to. And nobody wants to push Kiefer. She's the best in the world for a reason. But this is just, you're going to lose her, you're going to lose. You might as well go out swinging. Here we go. Ranvier on the attack, but very consistent. Just, she's hoping if she's consistently will counterattack and she can parry her post, but that's tricky. And I'd like to see more build up in the attack. First, you attack Kiefer, you don't attack Kiefer. Kiefer's probably going to get the touch. But at the very least, she's trying. And I still want to see her try to finish that attack. Like Kiefer's counterattacking and Ranvier is parrying. And missing, but parrying. And I don't know enough about foil to know why, but it doesn't look good. She tries for a point and line attack there. You can lunge with point and line. She just went short and missed. Attack, no. Parry opposes, no. Remise off target. Kiefer pushing again. Ranvier parried. Ranvier counterattacking. Kiefer doing what Ranvier was trying to do to Kiefer with the parry or post on the attack. Kiefer running in and finishing. Nave just absolutely outfenced there. Really no other way to put it. Couldn't get anything going offensively, couldn't get anything going defensively, didn't really seem to know what to try. On either side, didn't seem to have much of a plan. And you kind of just let Kiefer walk all over her. Petru, still fencing very defensively. Lou fencing very defensively too, but Lou has a 20-point lead to play with. And Petru doesn't. I just don't know what the French strategy is here right now. If they've already given up. Was Petru the sub? Is that what's happening? Yeah, Petru was the sub. Which is not necessarily giving up, but like a little bit giving up. So you subbed in for Blaze. But if you're the sub, you gotta go work it. Show you deserve to be there. Get some touches. Maybe next time, they have a lot of flexibility in who subs and who's not. So if you're Petru and you want the fence on the team, then you need to, and you go 5-0 or 5-2, 5-3 against Lou, and you're the only one in the entire squad who's gotten positive. It looks good. It looks really good for your resume. That's nice. Petru being aggressive there. Yeah. Renve got 4 against Lou, and nobody else has gotten more than 2. Good attack there from Chu, falls short because she gets parried, but looks for the immediate search. But I think Lou finishes through there. But still, at least we have active fencing from Pachu. Yeah. Trying to hit, trying to go offensive, trying to be aggressive. There you go. Pachu searching. Lou holding her at arm's bay. Finish through from Petru, really good. That must be the first French attack in three legs. Get another long attack. Lands off target, but the idea is good. And also the idea is the only idea that she can have right now, because otherwise they're just going to lose. Lou on the press, but Petru holding close distance, looking for a good counterattack opportunity. And finds it. Really well done. She's not giving up the space that like Ranvier did or Blaze was doing. She's forcing Lou to fencing close and gets a counterattack. Ooh, just missing from Pachu for a single life for Lou, which is I'm definitely going to mix these two up soon. But Pachu going even this leg is better than anybody else has done, and I definitely think she has the opportunity to go for like a 5 or a 6. Ooh, good there from Pachu again. It's this aggression and speed and search for she's looking for her own attacks. I don't think that's hers. I think that's Lou's. Yeah, but it's still better fencing than anybody else on the French squad has done. Quite frankly, and certainly better fencing, more appropriate fencing for the situation they're in as a team than anybody else on the French team has been doing. See, there's a full lunge and attack from Pachu, and now she's pressing in space and forcing Lou to fall short, and Lou gets the counter attack. So it's good ideas from Pachu, and she just can't finish, which is better than like Ranve did when she just didn't even have any ideas. Pachu coming forward. Lou manages to take over, but still close pressure from Petru and forces Lou to abandon her attack. You see some fast action, there it is. And there's Pachu finishing. Pair to post off target. This is really, like, I love what Pachu is doing, and they were just able to deal with all of it. She's just good at fencing. Great parry from Lu. You can see Lu ran back, ran forward, ran back, dodged Pachu's attack. Pachu saw it coming and attacked into the quick advance, which is a great idea. But Lu parried it. There we go. Finally, Pachu gets a finish. 6 seconds left. But she's doing the right things even if she hasn't quite managed to finish it. So she can get one more. Nope. Off target, 3 seconds left. That'll probably be it. One nap time. Lee Kiefer taking a victory lap. Eva Lashere. One last gasp. This is the 8th leg, isn't it? This is the 8th leg. Okay. Anyway, Lee Kiefer still taking a victory lap with a 21-point lead. But she's not going to close it out because she's the 8th leg. But she is going to do phenomenal blade work. Actively reaching out to parry Lashere's blade while in fighting is, I don't know that I've ever seen that before. Really, really good point control. She does the impossible, and she does the possible that you don't even good straight attack from Kiefer. She does the possible in ways you don't realize how hard they are until she does it. Like she runs up and she flicks her on the shoulder and it's her attack, and you don't realize how hard that is until it's yeah, I also did not go to the gym today. I'll go tomorrow. I had a bit of a depression morning, so I stayed in bed till noon instead of going to the gym or working or really anything. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 attacks there in that one little sequence as Lashere goes off target. Lashere goes off target again. It does help that Kiefer has no target area. I say jestingly, she's really, really good. It's just not why she wins. Third post. Yep. Kiefer gets 3. You do have like a quarter second foil to post. Gives you lots of time to get your point on target. Good one from Lashere. That was actually really, really fast. To go hit and then up to catch Kiefer's blade and block it out. Kiefer bouncing back. Kiefer in point in line. Lashere searching. So Lashere found the blade, and Kiefer was so fast to get back with the parry that Lashere couldn't get her point on target. That's a counterattack from... Oh, there's... I don't know what the card is for, actually. I completely missed that. There we go. There's another one for Lashere. Wow. So Kiefer attacks into the parry. Lashley finds the blade. Kiefer finishes anyway, somehow. Ooh, just missed there from Lashley. Kiefer wants a blade check. Ref says tap it on the ground. It's weird. Lashley on the attack. Lashley disengage the search. Finish 4-4. So it's not, it's a good leg. It's a lot too late. Kiefer off target. I think that was Kiefer's. I thought that was Lashley's too. It's hard to keep track of everything, but I think Kiefer goes forward. Lashley misses. And then Lashley's first attack is that. I think Kiefer had the initial right of way. Okay, so Lashley. So Kiefer had the initial right of way, and she was known, and Lashley's counterattack was known. Kiefer's are Mizo rise. I don't know that I quite followed that call. That's what she said. Kiefer into point in line. Lashley searching. Kiefer trying, and Lashley finishing. Really nice. So this is a new best French leg. Kiefer goes off target again. It would really suck if Kiefer gets this touch and Lashley gets 5 and still loses the leg. Really good timing there from Lashley, but just Kiefer did a little hop and Lashley hit the leg. Ooh, really good one there too. Lashley, no quit in her. No quit at all. Kiefer really oddly off target. It's like 4 or 5 already where she's been able to close it out and hasn't quite gotten it. That's not a point in line. Ooh, that's got to be a core. It feels weird to want to card Lee Kiefer for jostling, but she's. I really think that's jostling. That was a really hard hit. Guess not. Kiefer landing flat. It's 7 for Lashley. Yeah, I don't know. Have you ever seen them go into replay mode with the live stuff? Because that's what that was. We're gonna go back a sec. So I thought they forgot to add. Okay, they didn't forget to add a touch. I thought they forgot to add a touch. Anyway, 7 touches for Eva Lashley against Lee Kiefer's 6. So that is as good as the best next 2 legs combined. And now they only have 20 points to go. And close out Queen Lauren Scruggs. Renvey on the attack. Finally, a little bit of urgency. Jostling and a single light from Scruggs into the Renvey attack. The dangers of attacking, but you're going to lose, you're going to lose. Jostling does not require intent. Like, the argument is that, ooh, really good from Ranvier. A clean parry to post there. If you slam into your opponent, you're doing it accidentally and still jostling. Good build from Ranvier. Pushes Scruggs off balance. Scruggs a little bit uncommitted on the counterattack. And a clean finish for Ranvier. I wish he had done this 5 periods ago. Wow. Excellent timing from Scruggs. Classic straight lunge. And Ranvier late and misses. Yeah, the argument is definitely that last show was also going forward, but I don't know. I don't really buy it. I feel like that was still jostling. Straighten your blade. Scrub the building. Finishing. Good idea from Ranvier. She was, very close to getting that one. But she was expecting the closeout low. She did the closeout low and Scruggs went high. Good from Scruggs to avoid a hit there, but a really good attack from Ranvier. Definitely won that one. The moral victory, at least. Another one from Scruggs where she goes high and Ranvier is expecting low and misses off the side. Now Scruggs we have to double the lead. And a straight attack from Ranvier to at least avoid that. One of the biggest gaps, yeah, this is like the 16s, they're usually like this. Okay, attack right. I didn't know. That was really close. Attack no, remise from Ranvier. Pair plus from Scruggs. Once again, we get the shout. She's really, really, really good. There's an image somewhere, I have it saved on my computer. I wish I used it more as a reaction image of Scruggs at the Olympics screaming into camera in celebration. It is a phenomenal shot. Unfortunate that the US sub didn't get in, but I do believe she gets a medal anyway. All right, congrats to the U.S. women's foil team on gold. Congrats to Lee Kiefer on sweeping gold. And certainly in the conversation now for greatest women's foilist of all time. She's so good for so long. Congrats to the Italian women team on silver. Congrats to the French team on bronze. That's all I got for you tonight. I will plan to be back here tomorrow. For the men's epee and women's saber team finals. Links in the description. You should check them out. Links in the chat. You should check them out. Thank you all very much, and I hope you have a very nice day.